This is the History of New Zealand podcast on the Eat to My Own Beat podcast network. Welcome back to the History of New Zealand podcast. This is episode number 42. Steam and steel locomotives of the Vogel Era, New Zealand. The Vogel Era, from 1870 to 1876, marked a transformative period in the New Zealand's history, driven by the ambitious vision of Premier Julius Vogel. His great public works policy aimed to lift the country out of economic stagnation by investing heavily in the infrastructure, especially railways. This bold initiative not only reshaped the landscape, but also introduced a new era of locomotive power that would define the nation's industrial progress. Before Vogel's intervention, New Zealand had fewer than 50 miles of railway, fragmented across 3 different gauges. Vogel proposed borrowing £10 million over 10 years to build up 2,600 kilometers of railway, with land set aside as collateral. His vision included trunk lines across both islands, designed for moderate speeds and low capital costs, drawing inspiration from America's revenue railroads, rather than the elaborate European systems. Among the most iconic locomotives of the Vogel era were the American-built K-class steam engines. In 1878, the Rogers-built K-88 Washington and its twin K-92 Lincoln arrived in New Zealand, becoming the first American locomotives to operate in the country. These engines were compact yet powerful, impressing locals with their speed and pulling capacity. They were used to haul express trains between Christchurch and Dundee, a route that symbolized the success of the Vogel expansion. The K-class engines were celebrated with their reliability and efficiency. Their success led to the importation of 6 more units in 1879. However, by the mid-1880s, larger and more advanced locomotives began to replace them, relegating the Ks to secondary duties. Despite their eventual retirement in the 1920s, their legacy endured, especially the K-88, which was salvaged from the Oreti River in the 1970s and restored to working condition at the Plains Vintage Railway in Ashburton. Engineering challenges and innovations. The Vogel era railways were built using the narrow Cape gauge, which limited the size and weight of locomotives. The constraint required innovative engineering solutions to maximize performance within tight specifications. The locomotives of this period were designed for moderate speeds and minimal infrastructure, allowing rapid expansion across rugged terrain. The locomotives of the Vogel era were more than just machines. They were symbols of national ambition and industrial progress. Julius Vogel's foresight in adopting American railway technology and prioritizing railway development laid the foundation for New Zealand's modern transport system. Today, restored engines like the K-88 serve as a living momentums to the time, and the steam and steel helped shape a nation. Thank you for listening to the History of New Zealand podcast. We're found on YouTube and anywhere else you could find your normal podcasts. Please like, comment, and subscribe, or find us at www.eattomyownbeat.com.